We are at the FIP World Congress in Buenos Aires here with Sini Eskola. She is the Regulatory Affairs Director at the European Federation of Pharmaceutical Industries and Associations. Welcome, Sini.
Thank you very much.
You have been speaking at the Congress about new ways of delivering information to patients, focusing on clinical trials and new European approaches using industry and regulators. In what new ways is industry trying to deliver information to patients?
Well, the session where we had really dealt with the new novel technologies. So I brought up in that context three different examples. One of them is allowing QR codes, so quick response codes. We all know, we see them all over the place in ads and so on. But at the moment in the European countries, it is actually now allowed to use that QR code on a package or a package leaflet, which the patient or the healthcare provider, such as pharmacist, can scan. And that will then lead to the dedicated website, for instance, which can give further instructions how to use the medication. And it's a copy of the approved patient information text, so nothing new, nothing promotional, but obviously this digital media provides some new ways to deliver information. So you can include a video, for instance, to show how asthma inhalers can be used properly, or if you have injection, it shows how to administer that. So that's kind of a new exciting thing. And there are regulatory guidelines also that have been put together by the regulators, so that was very welcome. Then we have a nice pilot initiative running in Germany currently, which is about electronic patient information leaflet. And that obviously is something where we feel that can bring quite a lot of value, so that the patient information leaflet is not only in paper format, but electronically available. So you can enlarge the font size, you can maybe even add audio, so people with impairs can actually also receive that information. Then the third example that I gave was about lay summary, lay language summary on clinical trials. And that is in the context of the new clinical trial regulation requirements that from each clinical trial that is run, the sponsors or the one who conducts the study needs to provide within 12 months of the end of the study a summary in a plain language, which is publicly available on a portal. And that obviously increases possibilities to communicate about the clinical research, about the results. It's not only for patients, but also for public and doctors to look at. So just to name a few, I know I'm very wordy.
That's okay. What led to the onset of having these new ways of communicating with patients?
I think it's just a natural development. I think we see that the information technology is changing, and also pharmaceutical industry, which is always a little bit behind, is actually starting to transform itself as well, and taking the use of the new ways of delivering information. So it's not information per se that is changing. Maybe it is just the ways that we can deliver it more efficiently.
Are regulators moving in the same direction?
Well, thankfully, yes. And in my position, we definitely welcome the dialogue that we have had. For instance, in the preparation of the lay language summary guideline, industry as well as patients, healthcare providers were part of the drafting group. And we really, in a multi-stakeholder forum, developed it together. Now it's been out for public consultation, so we'll probably receive a lot more comments from whoever wants to take part of it. But yes, they are also moving forward.
Great. Why do you think that pharmacists need to know about this?
Well, I think they are definitely an incremental part of the communication chain. Patients go to the pharmacist for information. So, for instance, the example of QR codes is something that pharmacists can utilize as well. They can show to the patients the video, for instance, and watch that with them and help the patient to understand about their treatment, hopefully also improving the outcomes of the treatment and adherence. So pharmacists are a crucial bit of the communication chain, and they all should be aware of all these new developments, I think.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time, Sini.
Thank you so much.
This is Laura Lorenzo reporting for FIP.